Okay, guys, welcome back to my YouTube page again. So last time, I think that was last month, I made a video about Luxembourg. So there's some things in that video which I didn't mention. Okay, so in today's video, let's start by talking about those things which I forgot to mention last time. So as you already know, schools in Luxembourg are currently open for admissions right now. I think the admission process began this February 2026. So if you don't know that, please know this now. Okay, now if you are thinking of going for schools in Luxembourg, know that you must have to apply for a two-way application. Last time I didn't mention this. The application process in Luxembourg is quite different from most countries in Europe. In Luxembourg, you must have to apply for a two-way application, which means that you must apply for a temporal authorization to stay in Luxembourg before you can apply for the student permit, okay, or the study permit. So please take this into consideration. And if you want to go for Luxembourg for studies, you still have some time, okay? There's still some time before the application closes. Now, someone asked me in a comment section that can she apply with the class degree? This person is from Uganda. I don't think so, okay? Luxembourg is quite competitive, especially the most cheapest school in Luxembourg, which is the University of Luxembourg. It is really, really competitive. So I wouldn't advise anyone to apply with the class degrees or HND to the University of Luxembourg, okay? Even though it is still possible. Remember, last week I made a video talking about some schools in Europe which you can apply with the class degrees and HND. And one of the things which I mentioned in that video was that if you are coming from Africa, maybe Central Africa or West Africa, okay, and you want to apply to universities and colleges in Europe this year 2026, please, you must apply as early as possible. Why? Because, as earlier mentioned, the US has closed its borders. So all those students who were going for schools in the US and Canada, they're now migrating to Europe. So there is now a lot of congestion or traffic, okay? So it is very, very competitive now to get admissions into schools in Europe. So if you have a class degree or HND, please must apply as early as possible. Because if, for instance, they say that they need 10,000 students, and maybe many students who have first class degrees and maybe second class degrees apply to that school, okay, they won't consider you. So make sure to apply as early as you can. Now, if you still want to apply for schools in Luxembourg now with the class degrees, you can still do that, but you must have a backup plan. Like you must consider other schools in Europe, which are your backup plan, okay? Consider schools in Italy. I make a video, I think it was yesterday or before yesterday. I was talking about a particular school in Italy, which will ask you for just 156 euros as tuition fees, okay? This school is the University of Milan in Italy. Please check that school, okay, if you have a class degrees. Italy is more favorable in accepting students with a class degrees than Luxembourg. So please take all this into consideration. There are so many other schools in European countries right now which will accept you with the class degrees, okay? I'll leave a link down below in the description box. Please make sure you watch that video after you watch this one, okay? Now, the next thing that I want you guys to know is that Luxembourg has 2 semesters for one academic year, okay? And you must pay the tuition fees per semester, not per year. Now, Luxembourg is not the only country that will ask you to pay your tuition fees per semester. Also, there are countries like Switzerland. This country also asks to pay tuition fees per semester. The money which they'll charge you for Switzerland is quite higher than the money which they'll charge you for Luxembourg, okay? Especially if you want to go study in the University of Luxembourg. Remember, this school is the most cheapest school in Luxembourg right now. Many African students are moving to this school because they know that this school is very, very cheap, okay? So please apply to this school as early as possible. Now, the next thing which I want to mention, I don't know if I mentioned this last time in my other video, is that if you have a professional or an academic work experience, okay, please you must include those in your application when you are compiling your documents, okay? They are very, very crucial. They are not mandatory, but they are very, very crucial, okay? Imagine that 5 students apply for a school in Luxembourg, and in those 5, 4 of them have professional experience or academic experience. Then you are going in there with no experience at all. Guys, they won't consider you that much, okay? Obviously, they will consider those students who have academic or professional experience. So please take all this into consideration, especially if you are going in there for science programs, okay, like nursing, healthcare, all those kind of programs. Please, your academic or professional experience will matter a lot. Now, the last thing which I want to mention on this list is that in Luxembourg, they would ask you to pay an application fee. If you are going to the University of Luxembourg, they will ask you to pay an application fee, like it's mandatory. However, the good news here is that, and this goes for African students, think note that in Luxembourg, you can pay one tuition fees and apply for three programs, okay? It is very, very possible. You can do that with one application fee. I can't recall the other countries in Europe which have this same method. I don't know if it is Sweden or I don't know, but just know that Luxembourg is not the only country in Europe which have this um, application fees method. Okay. Now, I think that should be all for now. Apply for schools in Europe as early as possible. Okay, guys, I've shared my story online so many times of how I applied for a school in Belgium, and the school granted me admissions when I went to apply for my visa. In fact, the whole process, okay, how my visa was denied and so on and so forth. You can check those videos in my YouTube page, okay? Everything is there for you guys to see. So, yeah, thank you again for watching this video. Please share the video, subscribe if you haven't done so, and yeah, see you guys in my next video. Thank you very much.